to our how we made this series. This is the Makisode YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how we made this royal male sweater. Alright, for this sweater we started at the base. The base being the waist measurement of a large male. This was made to the size of a large male. His waist is say 37 inches, and so we made this at a snapback of about 32, and that it can stretch out to sit nicely on his waist. So we used the rib crochet stitch to make this part. We used single crochet stitches, which we worked in the back loops only. I'm sure you know how to work that. If you don't, you can just leave us a comment leave us a comment below, and then we'll maybe create a video on that. Next, we went into single crochet stitches. Now, essentially, using measurements, if the waist measures a certain way, it means you would have maybe previously, what we did was to previously chain the number of stitches that will be required to go around the waist. So we did that and ensured to replicate that. At this, we have 100, the ribbed part are 100 rows. All right, and we needed to start this project with we needed to start this part with 110 stitches. So what we did was that in every 10 stitches we created 11. In every 10 rows of the ribbed part we created 11 stitches, meaning 9 stitches in each stitch, and then 2 in the 10th. And then we worked our way up by increasing, because you have to keep increasing it until you get to the width, the required measurement of the man's chest. Now, this particular male chose a sweater pattern that had 2 different stitches worked on. So this lower part, as you can see, is worked with single crochet stitches. Yeah, and we worked on alternating sides. We determined that this part would be the front. However, we worked on alternating sides. We work on the right side and then we work on the left side. And so we increased it up to a point. This is about the midpoint. And from this point on, we now used what's the name of the stitch again? We used the Alpine stitch. Now, the Alpine stitch is worked with double crochet stitches, essentially. So double crochet stitch. Yeah, and then the next one would be a front post double crochet stitch. All of them will be double crochet stitches. However, it will be the normal double crochet stitch and a front post double crochet stitch. So we did that all the way to where the armhole starts. The armhole for a large male measures about 10 inches long. Yeah, going around that will be about 20, and so we made room for that. Yeah, so that's how the body was worked. On this part, we worked in the round, as you can see. However, if you look closely, the stitches here are sort of different from the ones here. It's still the Alpine stitches. However, on this top part, we now worked on the wrong side and on the right side as well. When we're on the wrong side, we work in back loops, and when we're on the right side, we work in front loops, and it gave it this beautiful textured look. All right, after that, we now joined at the top, where we joined the back side to the front side. Before we ended here, we walked 3 rows. Yeah, we picked about 20 stitches, yeah, from here to there, and walked 3 rows up on either side, so that we could have this neck point. We're coming to tell you how we did that. Now, for the sleeves, of course, we started with our Alpine stitch as well, and then got to a point. Of course, we had to keep reducing, considering the fact that the bicep area is a different measurement from the wrist area. All right, and so we worked that up to a point, and then started on the single crochet stitches, and then we ended here. Now, the interesting thing about this sweater is that, see this ribbed part? Yeah, we had to work it up from here, rather than work it separately and then join up. So I'm going to tell you how we did that. I'll also work a video, to teach you how we achieved that. Now, for this, what happened was, at the end of all of the single crochet stitches, yeah, I think we ended up with about 40 single crochet stitches. So what we now did was to chain up. I had to chain up 9. Yeah, chained up 9, and then walked down in back loops only to the base of the single crochet, last single crochet row, and then I slip stitch into the next 3 stitches, turned my work, and then came back to work in the back loops only of the 9 single crochet stitches that I had worked here. Now why I did that was I wanted a more snug feel at this at the wrist. All right, I could have easily done just the 2 slip stitches and then walk back up, but I did 3 so that I could get a more snug feel here at the wrist, yeah, where it can just sit, you know, on the wrist and not fall into the palm. So same thing we did for the other sleeve, and then of course the neck part. The neck part, we use this same technique where we work up from the last set of stitches that were here. However, we only slip stitched into 2 stitches at the base before we walk back up. And here, rather than 9 chains, what we worked here was about 7 chains, and so what we have at the end of the day is a 6 stitch collar. All right, so that's what we have. It sits beautifully. So that is how we work this. Do you have questions? Is there any other kind of stitch you want to learn about? Do put that down in the comments. Please do like and share and put a nice comment down, and do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can get information about you know, other stitches, other projects and inspiration and tutorials on crochet craft. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.